Now we'll move on to the what we need segment. And Fiza, could you move? Yeah, thank you. So to start with, we wanted to just tell you briefly about the history of the campaign, why we at TCI started this annual advocacy campaign. So as you may know, the Lancet Commission on Global Mental Health and Sustainable Development was launched in 2018. To say that the document was flawed would be an understatement, because as expected, there was mental healthification of all our needs, of our rights and our very identities. We persons with psychosocial disabilities was always pushed towards the narrow door of mental health through this report. The only solution this 45 to 46 pager document came up with was closing the treatment gap by exporting Western diagnostic tools and scaling up medical interventions across the world. We as a movement of persons with psychosocial disabilities have always talked about our inclusion in all aspects of life, health being just one part of it. We were determined to challenge and correct decades of medical oppression on us. And TCI, as an OPD or an organization of persons with psychosocial disabilities, launched this campaign as a response to the report, because we wanted to clearly state and outline what we need from multi-stakeholders for our rightful inclusion in development agendas and not just health services. Next slide, Fiza, please. Yeah. So apart from outlining the history, we also wanted to share briefly about why do we do this campaign and why what we need. So we wanted to reiterate and amplify our positioning as persons with disabilities, as rights holders, as provided in the Convention of the Rights of Persons with Disability. And this campaign helped us to do this very thing. Now, through this campaign, we wanted to clearly communicate to the state and to all stakeholders that we are not asking for mental health reforms, but an overall transformation of policies, laws, and programs for our inclusion. The campaign was also a way to fill the mental health month and the mental health week with our voices and reclaim it. Through what we need, we also try to ensure, as I said, that there is clarity with what we actually need, and it's us who are voicing out these needs and not anyone else in our so-called best interests. This campaign also provides a platform for our members and wider networks to present their works and advocacy to a wider global audience. Next slide, Fiza. Yes. So after this brief outlining of the history, the context of what we need campaign, we are just giving you some basic information about the current campaign and answering some frequently asked questions through this slide. So the campaign this year has been officially launched on October 10th, 2022, and it runs till December 31st, 2022, which means that participants can send us their submissions anytime during this period. This campaign is open to TCI members and our wider networks. For those of you present here, if you please feel free to disseminate the information about this campaign into your networks amongst individual groups and networks you may feel will be interested to participate in this campaign. And so you can share that information. The process we follow for the campaign is simple and straightforward. We request our members and our networks to send in their submissions in various formats on decided thematic areas. Following that, we review these submissions and we upload them on our website and social media pages. We want to reiterate that the authorship of the materials stay with the people submitting these materials, and we ensure that we highlight the names of the people who are submitting against the materials on all our platforms or wherever we are uploading it. You may also request if any of the participants wants to remain or wants to post something as an anonymous post, then we can do that as well. And at our end, TCI can provide technical support if you may require any such assistance. And please, we would request you to please feel free to reach out to us if you need any help. Our contact emails and social media handles will be shared towards the closing of the session. So you can contact us on any of those email addresses and social media pages. Please, the next slide. Yeah. So coming on to the thematic areas for the 2022 What We Need campaign. So every year the campaign has focused on issues of topical interest at the time. This year's thematic areas were also decided according to TCI's engagement and active involvement with the following topics: deinstitutionalization, access to justice, community inclusion, and a growing membership base of persons with intersectional and neurodiverse identities. So about deinstitutionalization as the first thematic area, you may know that TCI has actively participated in seeing UN guidelines on deinstitutionalization come to being officially adopted by the CRPD committee. We were a part of the global coalition on deinstitutionalization that engaged and that contributed to the formulating, to the drafting, and finally to the getting these guidelines accepted at official platforms at the CRPD committee, as I mentioned. We, along with our members, have been working and advocating around the topic of deinstitutionalization through campaigns. We've been organizing webinars. We have been participating in stakeholder meetings and raising this topic of deinstitutionalization in high-level policy circles, etc. So we invite you all the participants who wish to submit any work that you and your organizations have been doing around deinstitutionalization. You can write and submit any case studies that you may know of, or any good practice examples, as we call it. You can also write to us if you've translated the guidelines for your communities or your movements. If you've been involved with petitioning to your government on this very important topic of DI, etc. These are just some of the ideas that we are sharing. Please feel free to submit any other works that you've done under any of these thematic areas that we've listed here. The second thematic area is access to justice. Legal incapacity laws rob us of our very personhood, rendering us as non-persons. Community inclusion is impossible when our lives are interrupted by these legal barriers. TCI, in our works, we have been relentlessly working on this issue with our members and our partners. In the Global South, we have been in endless discussions around the Commonwealth legacy of retaining colonial era mental health laws. With our Global North members, we've been hearing of countries that have placed reservation on Article 12 of the CRPD, even after 15 years of the existence of this convention. It further restricts our inclusion and independence. We were recently invited to a discussion on a heinous MAID law in Canada, which is the Medical Assistance in Dying law, which has recently included people with mental health issues in its ambit. A couple of months back, again, you may know that WHO and OHCHR, they launched a guidance document on mental health, human rights, and legislation, which, in spite of using a CRPD-inspired language, leaves loopholes that can still be exploited against us. And just for your information, we are also sharing that as part of the What We Need 2022 campaign, we have officially launched a statement calling for the withdrawal of this guidance document. These kind of legal shackles need to be broken to ensure that all our rights are respected and upheld without the threat of law, of force, or of coercion. So we invite all our members from across geographies, from the Global South to the Global North, to write for the campaign and share your thoughts, views, opinions, your work, your experiences on this crucial and very important topic. Coming on to the third thematic, which is community inclusion. For us at TCI, we have always grounded our work in the vision of Article 19 of CRPD. In many ways, we call Article 19 our top hat. Because when we talk about deinstitutionalization, we are also talking about living in communities and being included in communities. Recently, this cherished topic of ours has been taken up and featuring on global agendas of OPDs, policymaking organizations, including the UN. But we are also seeing in many circles, community inclusion is being registered as individualized personal assistance in addition to community support services. But then we also reflect back on what about our community support systems, circle or our own circles of care. So does having these services means we'll be fully included? We've been having these debates and discussions in our networks and with our members. And now we wish to see and explore what community inclusion means for different persons in different parts of the world or in different contexts. So please write to us or send us pictures and videos or snippets that show what community inclusion means for you and for your communities wherever you're in the world. Coming to the last thematic area, which is on lived experiences of intersectional and neurodiverse identities. In the recent months, TCI has been honored to expand the universe of its membership to include persons with neurodiverse and intersectional identities. We've been humbled by these movements reaching out to us and express a sense of solidarity and a shared sense of identity with us. So we invite members from these groups to write to us to share their lived experiences of the challenges they have faced, their own stories, what we need from the movement, what we need from our communities, what we need from our families. So again, just tossing around a few ideas of what possible thematic areas could be covered or sub-thematic areas could be covered under these major thematic areas. Fiza, next slide, please. So we follow a very open format for submissions. Every year we invite all kinds of submissions. You're free to get as creative or as conventional as you want with the format, as you please. We've just listed a few of these on the slide, on the current slide, to give you an idea of the kind of submissions that can be made. So in written submissions, these can be in the form of position statements, documentation reports. So if you're doing a workshop or if you're involved in any program on any of the thematic areas, then you could document those and send it to us or submit it to us as a documentation report. You can send in critical writing pieces, technical reports, articles, stories, blog style posts, monographs, advocacy pieces, reports of various advocacy campaigns, list of demands, etc. For creative written submissions, now these can be in the just creative submissions, not just written, but these can be in the form of poems, of design posters, design flyers. You can send us fiction, non-fiction pieces, and artworks as well. Then for photos, for the for the audiovisual submissions, you can send us photo projects. You can have photo collages, photo posters. For videos, you can share video montage. You can share short clips, informative videos. You can also send us audio interviews. There are these short audio clips that can be recorded and submitted, podcast style audio stories, etc. And the last is we've usually been doing, okay, sorry, I think Fiza just got logged out. I'll share my screen, just a second. So we've been doing a spotlight on TCI members as part of the campaign, where we invite our members to let us know of any work that they have been doing around the thematic areas for that year. And we do these audio and video interviews with them, and we upload it onto our website and onto our social media handles as a spotlight on various TCI members. Just to give an idea to all of you that these are the kind of submissions that have come in the past years. So these are, we will also be posting the link of the WhatWENeed website towards the end of the session, where all our previous year campaigns, all the information related to it, all the submissions that have come as a part of it, have been uploaded. So please feel free to check those out for getting more ideas. So these are some of the examples of the videos. We've had, this is a blog post. Here we've done some spotlight interviews with members. And this is a photo campaign of what we need that we've done in different countries. So just to give an idea. Okay, so now I'll request my colleague Fiza from the TCI Secretariat. She's the programs coordinator. She will talk a bit about branding of What We Need 2022 campaign.
Hello everyone, my name is Fiza and I am working in TCI as programs coordinator, and I'll guide you a little bit around how you are going to put it on your social media, because as you know, social media has this great power to share your message to the masses. So I have shared our social media handles, our Twitter handle, our Instagram handle. So whenever you are going to post anything on your Twitter, you have to tag us with our handle, and same goes for Instagram and LinkedIn as well. We'll share the LinkedIn handle as well. And don't forget to mention our website in your tweets, in your Instagram post. It could be in the picture or it could be in the caption as well. It totally depends on you. And also you can go through the What We Need website so that you can read all about our previous campaigns. And don't forget to mention it in your post, social media post. If you're going live, if you're putting up stories, if you are putting up post, if you are putting up a video, mention these in your. And I have mentioned a few of the hashtags that will help disseminate the message into the masses, because whenever somebody is going to search about mental health, your post, your tweet, your picture is going to come up on the top, in the latest or in the most promoted ones. So don't forget to use these hashtags. These will help broaden the this will help the message to reach to masses. And the color scheme I have suggested is green, because green is the color of mental health. So, and you can do whatever green. It's not like essential, but it would be great if you could use the color green. It will really help people understand what you're talking about. So that is all from my side, Richa, for now. Thank you.
Thank you, Fiza. Yeah, and that gets us to the end of the session. You can please feel free to send us these submissions on our email ID mentioned here. As we said that the campaign ends on 31st December. Please feel free to send us your submissions anytime during this period. And we request you to please get in touch with us if you need any assistance, if you need any guidance, if you have any additional queries. And as Fiza said, that these are, I'll just put it on this slide because it has all our contact information, all our social media information that you can access to be a part of the campaign.